Brains. Mm. I need data science brains. Mm. Mm. Brains? Mm. Mm. Brains. Whoa! I don't know what that guy was doing, but glad he's out of here now, and it's just me and our wonderful instructor Joe San Pietro. How are you doing today, Joe?
Hey everybody, doing great, thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So, for those of you who don't know, Joe is a Microsoft certified trainer, a consultant, a startup founder. He's been working with data science for the past 8 years. He's been an IT instructor for the past 3 years. I don't imagine you have much free time in your calendar with all that, Joe. And to
Pretty
add
busy.
on to that, you've been working with our AI and data science professionals here at Fastlane to develop a series of classes dedicated to upskilling and filling a gap in the data science realm. So, I guess my first question to you, Joe, is: did I do a decent job of explaining these series of courses? What did I miss?
No, thanks a lot. No, that's been honestly one of the most exciting parts of the job recently. Is actually I love developing curricula to fill gaps in the training world, and we, along with Fastlane, have identified them. Been working pretty hard to what we think developed a series of really interesting courses. So along those lines, the core of the curriculum is focused on teaching data science to non-technical professionals. So teaching data science to non-data scientists. The core engine can be customized for 1, 5, or 10-day deliveries depending on our client's upskilling requirements.
Okay, gotcha. So, how do you envision I'll say, quote unquote, successful class looking?
Sure. So one of the main differences with these types of courses is that they are highly interactive. Oftentimes, when we go to for quote unquote corporate trainings, they're very much lecture based, and it's I don't know about you, but for me, it's hard to sit through 8 hours or over multiple days of just like droning lectures. These classes are meant to be highly interactive. As a matter of fact, the only way that they can be successful, because off most, or I shouldn't say most, but a lot of the exercises are team based. You actually have to be highly well, you've got to be a major participant. You really kind of need to buy into the whole zombie thing, which we'll talk about further down, and be excited to take the course. And we promise to keep you engaged for the time that you're with us.
You asked how I learn. I'm hands on, man. Highly interactive is like
Right.
music to my ears. I can't do a bunch of just lecture based after lecture based. So that is awesome.
No.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So why do these classes exist? I know that's a very vague question, but why did we have a need for this in the marketplace?
Sure. As I mentioned, we like to find gaps, and then try to fill those gaps with curriculum. And in this case, it's pretty fascinating. So Gartner, the big IT research house, they recently published a study that said that 80% of data science projects in the enterprise fail, which is a pretty huge number, and yet one that, based on my experience, is pretty accurate. Um, it's also because of that big number. It's one of the reasons why data science has been slow to be implemented by companies into their existing processes, because it's just too much of a black box for them. They don't understand. They don't have they create these data science centers of excellence, but the problem is they're siloed and nobody knows how to interact with them, and then hence the project fails. So to say that a different way, we think that the issue comes down to the last mile. And in this context, we're referring to the last mile as the non-data scientist project stakeholder. who are standing on the other side of a canyon from the data science team because they don't understand the data science process, and hence they do not understand their role within the data science project. So the result is a lot of miscommunication between those two groups, and that's why we think that the project fails.
That's astounding to hear that a number as high as 80% of projects failing are just because of that last little bit, that little home stretch, that last mile. So that's eye-opening for me. So everyone heard in the beginning your intro. You are a very busy guy. You are a very accomplished IT trainer. You are all over the place. So why take on the task of designing this whole series of courses?
Sure. So in my current role as a trainer, consultant, and product manager, I frequently hear this frustration from from clients and folks that I'm training, that they're having this. They describe this last mile issue. So interestingly enough, last year we were approached by a couple of those companies, and they said, would you be interested in developing a data science curriculum for us? And my first question was, why would you want us to do that when there are literally thousands of ways to get a data, quote unquote, data science education, excuse me, to become a data science scientist, whether it's a master's program or a boot camp, et cetera. And they said, no, we know how to build a data science team, which is great because it took companies a lot of time to get that level of comfort where they know how to build data science teams or a data science center of excellence. They said no. In this case, and then they began to describe that last mile problem perfectly. And they said, no, can you please write a curriculum that can take someone who knows nothing about data science, but has some analytics background. And analytics background to them meant somebody literally who knows how to use Microsoft Excel. And in 5 days, can you teach them enough about the data science tools and processes where they can understand what their counterparts are talking about and also the context of what's being required of them. So the goal being that a free flow of that mutual communication, that canyon is bridged, as it were. And but if we can do that, then the chances, that 80% failure rate decreases exponentially. And I said, okay. I said it's a daunting task, but we're definitely excited to take it on.
Solving real world problems. I love it. That's what we're all about. So we always talk about audiences for certain courses that we have. And this is really no different. These series of courses have a dedicated audience, and we've talked a little bit about this before, but you've described them to me as being able to be put into 3 different buckets. So can you go over each of those buckets of who would benefit from taking these courses?
Sure. So let's talk about who makes up the last mile. So it's essentially 3 buckets. It's subject matter experts, and by a subject matter expert, we mean someone who is generally someone who is collecting the data, whether they know it or not. So it could be a customer service agent that knows well they understand the context of the information that's coming in. They know the types of conversations that should be examined versus the types of conversations that aren't important. Those are the people that are sitting on the other side of that chasm. And so bringing them, they're not technical people. They're not supposed to be data scientists. They'll never, we don't want to train them to be data scientists. It's not an effective use of their time nor a scope of their role. But getting them to be able to understand what they do and how they can communicate that to a data science team is absolutely critical. Then the second type, or the second bucket, would be technical employees, but who are not data scientists. So in this case, we're talking about maybe like someone on your IT team. That might be like a business analyst or a database administrator that is in charge of either gathering those requirements or finding the data within the existing data infrastructure of the company and bringing that to the data scientists, because oftentimes data scientists just pull in a ton of data and they boil the ocean. And by having a better relationship and bringing these stakeholders into the fold, they can go from boiling the ocean to what we call boiling a puddle. So they're just working with the data that is necessary for the project tasks. Third and final is is management. So, and we're not talking about a data science manager. That person is generally someone who's already a data science practitioner and managing other data scientists. By a manager, we're talking about bigger project managers within the company, or maybe a product manager within a company who needs to understand how they can work with the data science organization or practitioner on their team and fully leverage their capabilities in the broader scope of that project team. But that person doesn't need to sit in a classroom for 5 days. Within 1 or 2 days, we can upskill them enough to understand where they're and give them the context that they need to interact with the data science members of the team.
Sounds like a pretty far-reaching class. So it gets to benefit a lot of different people. That's pretty awesome.
And that's the goal. That's the goal why we built it to be modular and built that core engine, so we could address these different audiences with the same curriculum.
That's awesome. I love the analogy of boiling the ocean versus boiling a puddle too. Sounds much easier to boil a puddle for sure.
Right.
So I've been in this industry for a while, and I've seen a lot of courses, around, especially from Microsoft, like AI 900, for example, that cover introductory methods. So how are these courses different from what Microsoft already offers on an introductory level?
That's a great question, and again, it addresses that gap issue that we were looking to fill. So Microsoft has come out with they've moved to a role-based model where they have introduced courses that fill very specific tasks, and they're geared towards either software developers or data science practitioners. And those courses, just plug for those because I teach them as well. Those courses are pretty awesome. What they can't offer yet, because it's so broad, is this data science for the rest of us, which means those buckets within enterprise or corporate organization that we mentioned. Those courses are way too specific and way too technical, and already assume that you are either a software engineer or a data scientist. So this course is a great, it's either complementary or can even serve as a great introduction course for folks that would like to eventually transition their, from a career development perspective, transition their role into either software engineering or data science.
Awesome. Well, you said it was a great question. I got to say that was a great answer. So we met our green friend at the beginning of this interview, and it looks like you've got another one there behind you. Yep. He's a little spookier than the first guy there. So I have to ask, it's the elephant in the room, it's the thing on everyone's mind. Where do the zombies come in?
Right, why zombies? Also an awesome question, and we can ask him. He's the mascot of the course. So, excuse me, the zombie theme has been a popular theme within tech circles. And after doing as part of the task that we were asked to do, we had to figure out a way that we were going to be able to engage non-technical people. So the problem that I think with most introductory data science courses is that they immediately throw you into these really, like, I would say, sort of morbid tasks where you're predicting disease, or where you basically have to understand like this whole technical side, and you can't gather the context of what you're trying to accomplish in the end. So everybody kind of knows zombies, and it's kind of a funny, it's kind of a funny genre, um, and everybody knows that ultimately you're trying to stay alive. So, and what you might need to do to be able to get there, and that you want to stay away from zombies. So, it basically, we found that it makes that the whole scary, what is data science? It really makes it much more accessible to individuals and makes them a lot more comfortable. And then when they see the different exercises, especially the group exercises, then we find that it definitely increases engagement exponentially. And if you're a company, you're going to be spending money on these types of courses, you want to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. And employee engagement is definitely one way to do that.
As somebody who plays a lot of zombie shooting games, I have a little VR headset that I've got a zombie shooting game. I honestly
Nice.
might be your first student, Joe, because this sounds obviously very fun. It sounds very
It
functional at the
is.
same time. So this kudos to you for developing just a killer course, no pun intended, I guess, but
Haha.
also making it fun at the same time. Um,
Right.
so my last question to you, and this is the most pivotal question.
Okay.
What would you do to best prepare for a zombie apocalypse?
Haha. Interesting. I would take the course for one thing. And because it's going to teach you how to predict whether or not someone running towards you is likely a zombie or not. It's going to teach you to um, predict the amount of ammunition that you're going to need to survive the zombie apocalypse. And then in the end, it's also going to, because we'll be living in a tough world then, figure out how much each zombie is worth to others as a bounty and be able to predict the value
Interesting.
of that. So those are some of the three big things that we include in the course.
Very interesting. That's much better than my answer. I would just go to Costco or something. I just don't want to run out of ramen noodles or anything like that. But your
I
answer is
saw a
much
meme
better. I
one
like
time. I saw a meme one time that said the overwhelming answer was just get really excited that it's finally here.
it. I like it. I like it.
And I agree.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe,
Cool.
we've talked about how busy of a guy you are. You're developing these courses. You're still teaching at the same time. You have an unbelievable schedule. I guess that I feel so thankful that you were able to take some time with us to answer some of these questions. I know I'm excited about this new course or these series of courses. It sounds like you are as well. Any
Thank you.
last words you want to say?
No, just I appreciate the time. I appreciate Fastlane partnering with us, and we look forward to bringing this to the masses so we can all survive. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Hopefully, not the undead masses. But
Right.
we hopefully we can dodge our green friend on the way out of here too. So Joe, be safe out there. I know the zombies are lurking. I'll try to do the
Right.
same. And everyone out there watching this, steer clear of the zombies. Take Joe's course, and it sounds like we'll be much better prepared when that zombie apocalypse comes around. Thanks everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye now.
Mm, mm, mm. Data science brains.